Welcome back to the audio experience. I have an interesting episode for you today. It has nothing to do with DeFi, it has nothing to do with crypto and investing, but it does matter. And it's kind of a silly statement. And I really wish I remember who coined this phrase. I think it was a football player, maybe Deion Sanders. I should look it up and put it in the UIG. But basically the essence of it is when you look good, you play good. And for us, when you look good, you perform good. And so when I looked in the mirror pretty recently, and I asked myself point blank, like, have I been performing the way that I know that I can? And the answer was no. And when I looked at myself, I noticed that my hair was a mess. I hadn't got a haircut in quite some time. I was out of shape. I was overweight, didn't feel good. And when I looked at my external results, my bank account, my investments, my performance at work, a couple other things as well, is that they kind of mirrored how I was feeling about myself. And so I kind of took to heart this idea of when you look good, you perform good. And when you perform good, other things start to align. And so what I really focused on recently is taking long walks, getting my hair cut, eating right, going lifting and lifting heavy to prove to myself, hey, I'm doing some hard stuff and I'm overcoming it. And when I start to do that, when I start to master myself, all the external things start to align. Now, it takes some time. It's not like you're going to work out one time and everything's going to feel much better. But again, using that notion of when you look good, you play good. And when you play good, you perform good and actually get results that you're looking for. I think this all comes together and does relate to what we're doing as a DeFi business owner. Do we feel good? Do we look good? And I think it's something that you should be asking yourself fairly consistently. And to be honest, I'm not preaching at you or anything like that, because trust me, I'm far from perfect. And but it's just been something that I have been trying to commit more to, which is making myself feel good. And for myself personally, that doesn't necessarily mean that doesn't necessarily mean doing things that I like to do. I think that's a thing that is a misconception, is that I need to enjoy doing all of those things all of the time. There's plenty of times where I live in Texas, where I'm on a walk and it's a 3 mile loop that I do, and I'm halfway through and it's 100 degrees. And I'm like, holy smokes, I just want to be in bed, right? I just want to take a cold shower. But the second half of that walk that I push through, it's liberating. I get home and I feel amazing. I feel so good. Or whether it be, maybe it's a workout and you're lifting really heavy and you get halfway through your set and you're like, man, I really just want to relax. I just want to go eat a nice pizza or something, do something that's easier. And then when you push through it and you do the things that are hard, you're proud of yourself. And then when you come back to look at your DeFi investments, or you're looking at your schedule and you're saying, whoa, this is a really hard schedule. This is something challenging that I'm trying to overcome. If you've been training yourself that you can overcome hard things by doing everything I just mentioned, it gets really a lot easier when you start to get confronted with challenging things, whether it be through work or maybe it's through the crypto markets, to bring it back to what we do in the UIG. But I think at the foundation of it is, do we look good? Do we feel good about ourselves? Are we doing challenging and hard things consistently, that we are proving to ourselves that you can do it and you can overcome it? Just to bring it back to a book that I'm reading The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, and it's a great book. I read this quite a few years ago, but I wanted to reread it. And basically, the essence of it is that there are a series of things that you can do throughout your day that are very easy to do, but they're also extremely easy not to do. And the slight edge is you intentionally making the decision to do those easy things instead of ignoring them or passing them by or procrastinating on them. And if you can do that consistently over and over and over and over again, the results are going to be massive over the long haul. And so this is very similar to investing. To bring it back to DeFi and what we're doing in the UIG, is that we're learning and mastering a skill set in the UIG. And to do that, we have to look good, we have to perform good. And to do that, we need to show up for ourselves and take good care of ourselves. So with that being said, look at yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself if you're performing the way that you know that you can perform. And if not, let's just make some slight edge decisions. Let's make some small changes in our lives, in our daily habits, in our routines, in what you do, what you what you do with your body, what you put in your mouth, what you watch and consume. A lot of different ways we can go about this, but take care of yourself, look good, play good, feel good, perform good. And with that being said, I'll see you back inside of the UIG.